My name's Ayomi Samarawira. I'm the founder of Canopy, which is an anonymous but verified platform for social media content creators to be able to crowdsource information to grow their careers, similar to a blind but for the creator economy. I'm a non-technical founder, which is why when I saw this course, I was super excited about the possibility of being able to build on low code and at least developing my understanding of building on low code. And before I was doing this course, I'm just full-time heads down building Canopy. But I was definitely starting to explore options to build our MVP. And I'd been thinking about low code options on Bubble and Flutterflow and things like that. So I thought this course would be a great fit for the stage that I was in.
Had you ever tried to build a website or an app before this?
I had not, no.
And I'm just curious, has Canopy been the only app idea you've had, or have you had more app ideas in the past?
We've had a few ideas that we've iterated and pivoted multiple times to then land on Canopy as the idea that we wanted to move forward.
How different is Canopy from the first idea you came up with?
I mean, quite different, but not too different at the same time. I've been working on ideas in the social media space for content creators in the creator economy. So it's all around how can we service creators to help them build livelihoods, build careers. So the theme has been very much the same, but Canopy is the idea that we felt had most traction in terms of the user interviews we did with creators. And we think it's the biggest gap in the market right now.
And then before you took the course, how did you think apps were built?
Honestly, that is a good question. I don't really know. I'm a very non-technical founder. So I don't really know how they were built. I mean, in my head, it's obviously someone coding something and then an app exists. Mm-hmm. But I honestly I can't say I've spent much time thinking about that. But I wanted to know more, which is why I took this course. Because my basic level of understanding was very low.
So now, hopefully, you should know the full stack and what that means. Yeah. Would you be able to tell me what the full stack is now?
Oh my gosh, now you're testing me. Wait, well...
I'm just curious to know if we delivered it right.
Well, I can start at the beginning of the process. I started in the students for Canopy was literally sketching out the idea and sketching out what the app would look like. So building wireframes. So sketching to start with, then moving them into Figma and then designing them in Figma. And I'd actually worked with someone to create Canopy's designs in Figma, but I wasn't the one building it in Figma. I was just leaving comments and asking things to be changed. So I think it's really cool now. I can actually go into Figma and I know how to now wireframe myself. And I now know what an API is. That was a real groundbreaking moment because I talk about APIs. I used to work at TikTok. I used to work with the engineering team and everyone would throw out APIs all the time. And I knew conceptually what APIs did, but I didn't understand quite how they work. But now I understand get and post in terms of retrieving and sending it back information.
Yeah, there you go.
I know the difference between those two. I know how to connect. And I think actually one of the highlights for the course for me was the module where we connected to GPT-3. And that was really cool, seeing that and being able to integrate.
Okay, the AI Writer app, was that a fun project for you? Was it useful for you long term, or would you have preferred a different project?
I thought it was, for me, it worked for what I wanted, for my purpose, which was to get to know Flutterflow, understand databases. And I think AI is super topical right now. So I think it was really cool to be able to integrate GPT-3 API because it is super topical. And it's something that I've been experimenting with on the side, just using GPT-3 and whatever else. So for me, I really enjoyed that. I've sent it to friends and family by now, but they are all having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, nice.
And some have actually used it on their own Instagram, literally directly used the caption and put it onto their Instagram, which is cool to see.
Oh, that's amazing. Have you been seeing the users come in on Firebase?
Yes, I actually checked this morning. So I think GPT-3 was cool and people were really impressed. They're how did you manage to integrate with GPT-3? That's super cool. So I think the app that we built made sense.
I remember the day I got our first users when we built our first piece of software, and it was the most exhilarating feeling ever. So I'm really happy that we got to accelerate that for a lot of people like you, to go build something, put it out there, and then confidently, because the thing about Flutterflow that I'm excited about is that you can confidently put your app in people's hands because you didn't have to code the whole login, sign up, reset password flow. It's built for you, so You know it works. At least it should. How long did it take you per day as far as commitment to get your exit tickets done?
Course days, I was able to complete everything 90% of the time just during the course, during the hour and a half block that you blocked out. And then maybe if I'd missed like 1 or 2 steps or something, I'd take 10 more minutes to go back to the recording the next morning and just tighten it up, then do the exit ticket then. And also on self-study days, it'd probably take me about 30 minutes. I think there was 1 or 2 self-study days where we did a lot more work, but otherwise I felt that self-study days were like shorter days and then the course days were the bigger days.
We were intentional about that because we got feedback from like others that, hey, make the self-study days easier so the student is not like getting kind of piled up with work. So we wanted to make sure that the self-study days were good wins, easy wins, not easy, but like attainable wins for anyone willing to put in 30 to 45 minutes. We were aiming for 45 minutes, but I'll take 30 minutes for someone who's ambitious and can move quick.
I think as well, the biggest value prop is also the coaching. Like, I don't know how many people took advantage of that, but I definitely did. Like, I literally was on the phone to Moses every day.
Nice.
Not quite every day, but you know, definitely there were times where I get stuck or things I just could not figure out I could not figure out like why, like the users weren't populating in the history in the database or whatever else on like harder modules. So having access to the coaching I thought was really useful to me.
Amazing. And yeah, how was your experience with Moses?
Oh my God, so good, so useful, really knowledgeable, also very patient, like just, you know, going through things step by step. When he first explained something, like click here, and I was like, wait, can we go back? Because I want to understand, like, why am I clicking here? Like, why am I clicking there? Like, what's the logic behind it? But like, I think it was really, he was great. Like, he explained all like the action trees, action builders, and like, and how to link things back and stuff. So I learned a lot in my one-to-one coaching sessions as well, in addition to the course.
Yeah, lastly, would you recommend our program?
Absolutely. I already have.
Awesome. That's amazing.